Good morning, YouTube. How you guys doing this fine day? Hopefully good. I'm trying to think what date it is. January 13th. Let me look really quickly. 13th. Wow, that's a good guess. We are in the shop again. I bought the right hinges. I don't know if I discussed this or not, but the other day we built this vanity. As you can see, that was one of the last videos I did. And I need to paint again on it. There are some spots that it's pretty good, but like right here, that was one of them, for instance. It's kind of thick and nice right there, and it's a little thin right there. So I do need to paint it again. However, the door isn't painted at all, so I do need to get this on and paint it. But I might as well paint all at once, you know. So I bought these hinges and they were wrong. And let me explain, I guess, because what happens is you set this in, it sets on top like that, but the hinges stick off about like a ½ an inch or so because they're for inset doors. And these are flush faced is what I want to call it. I think that's what the hinges I bought. So I bought new hinges. These are flush ones. They just sit right along. It'll sit flat with this and also go in behind and sit flat with that. So, or no, sorry, that's what these ones do. This just sits flat in general. So let's swap these out and probably get this door on. And then I'm gonna get this vanity out of here because I got another project I'm working on, which is this, which is my cousin's project I'm working on. And this thing is potato chipped. So I have to take this to my dad's eventually and plane it down, but I'm not too worried about that part right now. But I'm not that old, so I can't say, you know, back in the day they made things good, but lumber companies now find whatever tree is, if it's six inches around, they're cutting that for 6 foot or 6-inch 2x6s or whatever, you know, like whatever they can get out of them, they're using. The problem with that is I get that they're like lumber isn't as readily available when you use so much of it constantly throughout the world, but it gets so warped when they cut it, and it makes projects for me rather hard. So, and the funny thing is, I looked at that board when I bought it. I really did check it out, and I made sure it was flat and flush, and it doesn't matter if there's any imperfections in it, it'll be there. So I think this should fit through my dad's planer, and like I said, we can flatten it out, get rid of the potato chipping action going on. But let's fix this first, get this out of the way. It's been in the way, put it outside, and then we can work on, because as you can see, the shop is always a mess and there's never enough room. That's the problem when I have so many projects at once. Like this vanity, I probably should finish it and put these drawers in. However, I don't see myself finishing it anytime soon because our old vanity isn't leaving yet because we don't have the flooring bought for our bathroom. So, but let's get into this. All right, she's on there. And she works. I bought the slow closers, not that that matters, but... and they come with these little stickies that you put in the corner. But I'm not going to put those on until I paint it. But they go right in these corners here. And the bottom one. But let's get this out of the way. Let's start working on this project. Okay, so I got it all glued up, and I got that piece of plywood in the bottom. I was gonna cut stuff and put it in, but plywood looks just fine. I'll sand everything down, stain it all nice and pretty. There's gaps that I will have to fill with glue and wood filler or sawdust for sure. I want to match things, so. But yeah, that's the base, square box. And then I will do legs on it. And with those legs, she wanted metal. I have metal. She wants it spray painted a certain color. And then I'll put 2x2s around to support it. And it should be pretty good. Should be good. So I'm going to let this dry. Let's do measurement. I think I wrote everything down for you actually. Let's do, just in case you guys want to build one of these. I try to record everything I do out here and explain everything in full detail on how to build stuff and exactly measurements and stuff like that, because you guys may see some of this stuff and you guys might want to do it. So I'm not going to end the vlog here. I will continue on another day because this will take probably a couple hours to dry properly. And then I will probably come back in a little later and do some filling. But it is 35 inches wide. And I think it's 14 this way, so depth-wise. It is a 9-inch box. I wrote that down, 9-inch deep storage. And a 2-inch thick top. That's that. I gotta sand that down and, or sorry, plane it, I mean to say. 8-inch section here of 2x2. This is going to be a 2x2 with metal, and then 3 inches for the bottom. So I'm assuming she wants shoes in here and gloves and hats and stuff up here, or maybe shoes, I don't know. But all in all, 22 inches tall is what she wants. So I think it'll be good. I wanted to make it exactly how she wants it. I know if it's off a little bit, she's not going to care. But for the most part, I think I was damn near on the money. I think she didn't give me a depth, but I measured my shoe. So my boot, my work boot fits in there just fine. Well, maybe not up here, but on the bottom, I meant to say, it fits just fine. So that's that. I will let this glue dry, like I said, and we will pick up this maybe tomorrow morning if I get to it. But I'll probably come back out and fill all these seams. I got seams everywhere that weren't perfect. A gap down here at the bottom, as you can see. So I like to call myself a perfectionist, but I never do things. Whenever I build things, it's always shoddy, I should say. It ends up looking good in the long run, but everything I build is usually either wobbly leg-wise So that's going to be a challenge. Or, you know, with gaps. But I'm going to try not to, especially for other projects. For mine, I try not to. For other people, I definitely don't want that to happen because no one wants to really see that. So, sorry, my camera is absolutely filthy. But we will pick up this another day. All right, so you've missed out on a lot. I apologize. I've been rushing to get this done because next week we will be on a cruise. So let me try to explain to the best of my abilities of what I've done here when I built this. I think I recorded most of everything I've done. I know the box was done, so I showed everybody the box. I got a lot to explain, I guess. So starting with this, okay, I glued a bunch of pieces up and put them together, and it was potato chipped as all hell. So what I did, and this kills me inside. I hope if my cousin ever watches this video, this absolutely kills me inside, but it's going to a good cause. I cut up one of my pine slabs. I guess I wasn't really going to use it for anything anyways, but I cut a pine slab up for this. So this is a slab of wood, and this is the top, which technically this is the bottom of the top, but I cleared it about 4 times. She wants a very glossy look to it. And this is the rest of it. So what did I do for this? Let's go over this. I built this box, okay. Dimensions can be whatever you'd like. If I'm going to be honest, she gave me dimensions, and it was 35 inches wide by, I think, 14 inches deep and 22 inches tall. And for this, I think I've explained as well, but 2-inch thick top, 9-inch box, 8 inches in between, and then 3 inches on the bottom for a gap. But what I had talked to her about is these right here. I ripped these on the table saw. So if you can see in there, basically all it is I ripped them down on the table saw and shoved the metal in there, okay, all the way around. And then I put pocket screws. Let me get this before it dries. There, that's better. I put pocket screws on the inside, if you can also see that. I didn't want to, but I was scared that if I just nailed it with a few nails, it wasn't going to hold the weight of shoes. But this should absolutely be fine. And then I had made these, and these are cleared and these are stained, and these were going to go underneath and act as like support beams, but I don't, it's pretty strong. I was worried it wasn't going to be strong enough, but it's pretty strong. So that's basically it. They're 2x2 legs, 2x2s that I ripped down and screwed in. And then, like I said, I ripped not half, it's kind of like just a slot that I slotted the metal into, and then painted the metal. And that's it. Pretty proud of it. So I got hinges right here, I believe. Yep. That these will go on that whenever it's cleared and done, and that's all I have to do left. Screw those into that, and we're done. I have one more coat of clear I'm going to put on this whenever it dries, so I'm waiting for that. And this is what I use. I know I've discussed this before, but I use polyacrylic, Minwax, a couple coats, maybe 3 coats. The thing is, she said that she's gonna have shoes in here, obviously, so if they're muddy and stuff like that, the polyacrylic is like, kind of hardens everything and makes it so you can brush it right off, no problem. So that's that. So thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. I am sorry that I didn't get to record everything like I said, but it's really hard for me to record when I was trying to rush and get this done. I think it turned out pretty good. I need to work on squaring things in the future. But it turned out good. So thank you for being here. I will see you guys in the next one.